Hello, this is Arvahita, Assistant Professor of MCA Department from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. I am here to discuss a few topics of the subject MC4102 Object Oriented Software Engineering. We are going to discuss about unified process from Unit 1. First, let us see what is unified process. The unified process is a software development framework used for the object oriented modeling. The framework is also known as Rational Unified Process, that is RUP, and the Open Unified Process, that is OpenUP. Some of the key features of this process includes: it defines the order of phases. It is component based, meaning a software system is built as a set of software components, and there must be well defined interfaces between the components for smooth communication. It follows an iterative, incremental, architecture centric, and use case driven approach. It is a visual representation of the unified process. So we can see how the communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment is done. And the phases of unified process is inception, elaboration, transition is done before the final release of the product. Let's have a look of these approaches in detail. The use case driven approach. Use case driven approach that follows a set of actions performed by one or more entities. The use case refers to the process of the team performing the development work from the functional requirements. The functional requirements are made from the list of requirements that were specified by the client. For example, an online learning management system can be specified in terms of use cases such as add a course, delete a course, pay fees, and so on. The architecture-centric approach. The architecture-centric approach defines the form of the system and how it should be structured to provide a specific functionality, whereas the use case defines the functionality. The iterative and incremental approach. An iterative and incremental approach means that the product will be developed in multiple phases. During these phases, the developers evaluate and test. Phases. We can represent a unified process model as a series of cycles. Each cycle ends with the release of a new system version for the customers. We have 4 phases in every cycle: inception, elaboration, construction, and transition. The phases of the unified process or inception, elaboration, construction, and transition. So inception phase is the phase where we define the objectives of the product or the project. Elaboration phase is the planning of the project. Construction is the initial operational capability, and transition is the final release of the product. So let us see in detail about inception. The main goal of this phase involves the delimiting the project scope. This is where we define why we are making this product in the first place. It should have the following, that is, what are the key features, how does this benefit the customers, which methodology will follow, and what are the risks involved in executing the project, schedule and cost estimates. In elaboration, we build a system given the requirements, cost and time constraints, and all the risks are involved here. It should include the following as develop with the majority of the functional requirements implemented, finalize the methodology to be used, deal with the significant risks involved. In the construction phase, where the development, integration and testing take place, we build the complete architecture in this phase and hand the final documentation to the client. Transition phase. This phase involves the development, deployment, multiple iterations, beta releases and improvements of the software. The users will test the software, which may raise the potential issues. The development team will then fix those errors. Now coming to the conclusion, that is, this method allows us to deal with the changing requirements throughout the development period. The unified process model has various applications, which also makes it complex in nature. Therefore, it is most suitable for smaller projects and should be implemented by a team of professionals. Thank you.